Hello everyone, welcome back to Gaunt's Menagerie. I am Gaunt. Plans have changed. So what this was intended to be was a sit and paint with me as I talked highlights and dry brushing techniques that you can do as you're after you've applied your base coats and are finishing up your model, or if you are painting another model, working on it. Some things to try to make it take it up in one more step than what you maybe did with your first model. This video was destined for made for my buddy Pierce, who I also want to give a shout out to. My core buddies, or my core table, and my good friends, Pierce, Ashton, Narcisco, Flint, and Weaver. The audio is better because they sent me over a mic. Feedback on the last video, which if you did watch and made it through, I appreciate you. I apologize for the quality in the audio. So that was going to be a lot better. Turned out to not be, because again, looked up and the video had stopped recording, and I was knee deep or halfway through what I wanted to do with this mini, and we just said, okay, we're going to adjust fire here. So last time we had stopped, we had used the Army Painter starter set paints and a starter brush. And we applied our base coats and we applied a wash. So the effect of the wash is kind of more pronounced now. Try to see how well you can see this, and you can't really see this very well from this angle because as you can tell, this is studio quality work. This isn't just some random guy talking about the hobby in his house in Wisconsin. Here on the leg, you can see where the darker base coat of leather brown, I mixed some matte white and did kind of like a highlight to the boot to show off the shadow some more, to add that depth to the miniature there. Along the skirt edge here, I kind of mixed in the demonic yellow and some matte white to kind of get a little bit of a brighter yellow going, just kind of bring it towards the edges and highlight that as like, okay, this is where the light would catch here. Did do an attempted dry brush of greenskin on the shoulders, where in the full cloak folds, or the folds of her clothing. So I'll actually talk through this, and again, there are a lot more professional style painting how-to videos if you're looking for that. This Gaunt's Menagerie and the Lords of Ash Discord was created to help people who are new to the hobby, maybe a little bit threatened by the studio quality or the amazing painting jobs that are out there on minis, and D&D, people who are getting paid to play D&D, etc. And the whole intent of this is to real people do this, right? Real people enjoy this hobby. Adults with lives and kids, etc. So this to me is a mini ready for varnish. At the current state as it is, with the challenge of using just the Army Painter paints. Is she perfect? Oh God, no. God, no. I'm looking at now. I could go back and I could touch up on her chest, or where her cleavage would be. There's one little dot of green that's over top of the skin tone, but I could. But now I'm looking at it like this, and I'm this close to this mini. I've been staring at this for about an hour and some change now, almost 2 hours. But in reality, that's where she's going to live. I'm going to be this far back from the table, looking at the other people at the table. If she's on the table, talking, looking at them, etc., etc., and I'm going to look down, I'm going to clearly see that she is my mini, and she's right there, and I'm going to move her to this point here. She's going to suit the job for what she's intended for. That's my painting style, or that's where I paint to. So I'm gonna call her good to go. I'm going to varnish her and get her ready, add her to the basing pile. So she was one of the ones that we did not glue to the base of the two that came in the pack. I'll show you them here side by side. You got two Rangers. She has been varnished and she's been glued to the base and she's ready for basing. I'd kind of do mass basing personally. I think that was going to be the next video of this series, of just a cheap and dirty way of basing a mini. But even then, if this is what you want to put on the table, that's perfectly fine, right? Kind of show you the difference in style. I have the full range of Army Painter paints, minus some of the metallics and specialty effects. But my Pierce wanted me to, or asked if I could make a video that he could follow along with when he painted his first mini. So I personally can't get the same effects as this mini with those colors, but that's because I'm also cheating and using the various shades that you already can get in the paint. You can keep mixing off your palette, either wet or dry, however your case may be, to get these same colors. It's going to take a little more time, but I think she's good. I think she's good to go for me. So, yeah, the next video is going to be, we'll just pull her off the, we'll pull off the base now. And I will glue her down. Oh, I got some, tack, poster tack on the bottom of this to make sure that she's didn't move around too much. So varnish is primary for, is more prominent for metal miniatures, because the metal does not adhere so well, or it can make the acrylic not adhere very well and want to fall off on you. So a lot of people who war game will use the varnish to protect their paint jobs and ensure that as they're jostle around on the table or add to the dead pile, as et cetera, they'll apply the varnish, and then the paint protected, so that as they're used, they're not going to undo all the work that they're going to do. And just a little bit of super glue. And now she's on the base. Now she's sitting here. I like varnishes because if someone comes up and wants to look at my mini, I don't want to have to worry about them, scuffing the paint, et cetera. When they're done, for me, they're done. I want to eventually put them in my cabinet and look at them and go, yeah, I've made some progress in the hobby. So I'm happy with her. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm happy with how she turned out, with the limitations I set myself and with my skill set as is currently, and I didn't spend 20 hours on her. She turned out all right. So we talked a little bit about highlighting. We did try to do a little bit of dry brushing. Dry brushing is a technique with a special brush, ideally, or you can use your normal brushes, but I'd recommend using a specialty brush or an old brush with just the flat bits here. You're going to add color onto your brush. You're going to, show what I'm mimicking here. You're going to get most of the color off. As you can see on my tissue here, that's what I was trying to do. And then you're going to apply it onto the lightly apply that color onto the raised edges of your mini. Again, there's a lot better videos out there showing you exact step-by-step how to do that. But if you're, this is just me rambling about this, because this was supposed to be me doing this and rambling, but unfortunately, you just get the ramble at the end. So if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I will put a link to the Lords of Ash Discord down below. We are a community of adult gamers who are just enjoying the hobby with each other. And as I'm looking at this, I see a spot I missed. And that would just bug me, because it's just going to bug me. So pardon me as I take care of that real quick. We are a community of adult gamers, just trying to share the love of the hobby. We like to be very newcomer friendly. If you're interested, come check us out. We do have some awesome painters in the community. Darren, if you're watching this to the end, man, I highly recommend checking out Darren Stanway's page on YouTube. Awesome painter and also great community member as well. Shared some tips on painting redheads I need to try out still, and some basing schemes, which I also have to try out. Oh, not enough hours in the day. Enough hours in the day. Yeah, no, I appreciate you watching this far, and again, I apologize. It's just me moving a mini around, etc. Just, yeah, technology got in the way and life got in the way, so we're just adjusting fire of what we got done here. So until then, until I see you next time at the table, may your dice roll well and your paint flow smoothly. Thank you.